Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Manipur, a state in northeast India, has taken a significant step to address security concerns. The government has reinstated the Protected Area Regime, or PAR, after a 13-year gap. This decision reflects the state's commitment to safeguarding its borders and ensuring the safety of its citizens. The PAR, a set of regulations, aims to regulate the entry and movement of foreign nationals in specific areas. This essay will delve into the details of the PAR, its historical context, reasons for reinstatement, and its implications. The reinstatement of the PAR is not merely a bureaucratic decision. It is deeply intertwined with Manipur's history, geographical location, and the complex geopolitical realities of the region. Understanding the rationale behind this move requires a closer look at the concept of the Protected Area Regime itself. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. The Protected Area Regime, or PAR, is a set of regulations that fall under the Foreigners, Protected Areas Order of 1958. This order was enacted under the Foreigners Act of 1946. The primary objective of the PAR is to control and monitor the entry and movement of foreign nationals in areas deemed strategically sensitive. These areas are often located near international borders or are susceptible to internal security challenges. The PAR is not a blanket restriction on all foreigners. It is a mechanism to ensure that the presence of foreign nationals in sensitive areas does not compromise national security or internal stability. The regime requires foreign nationals to obtain special permits to enter and travel within designated protected areas. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. The Protected Area Regime, or PAR, is characterized by several key features that define its scope and implementation. One of the most prominent features is the restriction on access for foreign nationals. Foreigners are prohibited from entering designated protected areas without prior approval from the Indian government. This approval comes in the form of a Protected Area Permit, or PAP, which is mandatory for entry. The designation of sensitive zones is another crucial aspect of the PAR. These zones are identified based on their proximity to international borders, prevalence of ethnic tensions, history of insurgency, or overall political instability. The PAR encompasses entire states like Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Mizoram, and Nagaland. It also includes parts of Sikkim, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan, and Uttarakhand. While the PAR imposes restrictions, it also recognizes the importance of tourism and its contribution to local economies. Exceptions are made for tourists, allowing them to visit certain protected areas with appropriate permits. However, these relaxations are subject to withdrawal if security concerns escalate, as seen in the recent reinstatement of the PAR in Manipur, Mizoram, and Nagaland. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 4. A look back. The historical context of PAR. The genesis of the Protected Area Regime, or PAR, can be traced back to the Foreigners, Protected Areas Order of 1958. This order, rooted in the Foreigners Act of 1946, emerged in the nascent years of independent India. The nation, still grappling with the aftermath of partition and facing security challenges, sought to regulate the movement of foreigners in sensitive border regions. The concept of the inner line played a crucial role in shaping the PAR. This imaginary boundary, stretching from Jammu and Kashmir to Mizoram, demarcated areas where special permits were required for entry and travel, even for Indian citizens from other states. This measure aimed to protect the cultural identity and economic interests of indigenous communities residing in these regions. The PAR, with its roots in the historical context of post-independence India, reflects the government's efforts to balance national security with the need to protect the interests of its diverse population. Over the years, the regime has been adapted and modified to address evolving security challenges and geopolitical realities. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 5. Why Manipur reinstated the PAR. The recent reinstatement of the Protected Area Regime, or PAR, in Manipur, Mizoram, and Nagaland is not an isolated event. It is a response to specific security concerns that have emerged in recent times. The influx of individuals from neighboring countries, particularly across porous borders, has raised alarms within the Indian security establishment. Manipur, in particular, has witnessed ethnic clashes and violence. The government believes that the unregulated entry of foreign nationals has exacerbated these tensions. The state has been grappling with issues of illegal immigration, smuggling, and the presence of armed groups operating in the border areas. The decision to reinstate the PIR is a direct attempt to regain control over the situation. By regulating the entry and movement of foreign nationals, the government aims to curb illegal activities, prevent the escalation of violence, and restore peace and stability in the region. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 6. Reactions and implications of the reinstatement. The reinstatement of the Protected Area Regime, or PAR, has elicited mixed reactions from various stakeholders. While the central government, driven by security concerns, views it as a necessary step, state governments find themselves in a more complex situation. Manipur has been vocal in its support for the PAR, citing its potential to address the state's internal security challenges. However, officials in Mizoram and Nagaland have expressed reservations. They argue that the sudden imposition of the PAR without adequate notice could have adverse effects on tourism and the local economy. These states rely heavily on tourism revenue, and the restrictions imposed by the PAR could deter potential visitors. The reinstatement of the PAR also has broader implications for India's northeast region. While the move is intended to enhance security, it raises concerns about potential restrictions on the free movement of people. Striking a balance between security measures and economic development remains a key challenge. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia. Section 7. Balancing Act, Security versus Economic Progress. The reinstatement of the Protected Area Regime, or PAR, in Manipur and other northeastern states highlights the delicate balance that governments must strike between national security and economic development. While security concerns are paramount, the potential impact of such measures on local economies cannot be ignored. Tourism, often touted as a driver of economic growth in the northeast, faces potential setbacks due to the restrictions imposed by the PAR. Striking a balance requires a nuanced approach that addresses both security concerns and the need for economic progress. One potential solution could involve streamlining the permit process for tourists while maintaining stringent checks on other categories of foreign nationals. Engaging with local communities and addressing their concerns is crucial to ensure the successful implementation of the PAR. The reinstatement of the PAR is not a permanent solution, but rather a temporary measure to address immediate security concerns. The long-term solution lies in finding a sustainable balance between security and development. This requires a multi-pronged approach that involves addressing the root causes of instability, promoting economic opportunities, and fostering a sense of security among all sections of society. Subscribe, like, and share Cosmo Academia.